Alright everybody, welcome back to Dad's Drunk. This is going to be just a arm shoulder workout, bis, tri shoulders, whatever you want to call it. Starting out with some seated lateral raises. And again, this workout was just kind of a take a break workout. It was rainy outside and just, body's kind of feeling it. So it's always fun to hit arms and shoulders, so we knock a little workout out. So seated lateral raises, using a little bit of body English, but you'll see that this whole workout, I mainly just use 25-pound dumbbells for the whole thing, except for some of the tricep work. And we do a little bit of band work. But it's just really, it goes to show that if your body's feeling kind of run down, if you're an older guy or whatever the case may be, you can get a lot done with a 25-pound dumbbell or a 12-pound dumbbell or whatever. You just have to, increase the reps, make sure the form is good. And like I said here, I've got a little rock on my lateral raise here, but this isn't heavy weight. I'm just mainly lifting with the with my delts. I mean, this is it's just a motion that I've done for years. So even if I had 5 pounds, I would still be rocking. So keeping that angle, probably if I had my arms at 180 degrees and brought them forward maybe 15, 20 degrees, that's about where I want my arm position. And then I'm really looking to feel it in the mid delt. And you'll see my left arm there on the right hand side of the screen, how that shoulder kind of travels a little bit different than the right shoulder. It's a guess, but I was in a car accident years ago, and I think maybe something might still be dislocated. It doesn't hurt, it just travels a little different than the right shoulder. Alright, here we go. Incline curls, again with little 25-pound dumbbells. This is a movement I do not do very much. So did the first just to get the feel on both sides. Did about 5 reps on each side, and now I can really feel that stretch because I don't do this movement that much. So having that bilateral where I'm stretching out my biceps, I feel it up through my shoulders and my chest. Not super heavy weight, but just not used to this movement, so I really do feel it in the bicep. I just don't hit biceps that much in general as an isolation exercise. So this was really good, really to get a stretch in my front, chest, shoulders, and all that. Just kind of get everything stretched out and get some reps on my biceps. Good thing, it's a good thing for a rainy day. I think I've got the bench probably at about 45 degrees. It's a little bit more erect than it is flat. It might even be a tick past 45, but let's just say 45. And again, here you might see my hands travel a little bit different. I mean, everybody's different. I know I have, how's it go? I think my right arm's a little bit longer than my left arm. So as long as I've got my head back and that muscle tension feels the same and I basically feel like I'm traveling the same path, I don't get too lost in the details of like, oh, this hand is a little bit an inch closer to the center than that hand or anything like that. Just try to keep it balanced the way it feels. So I think this is the last set here. And again, since we're going a little bit lighter weight, I think we're sticking around 10 to 12 reps to a set. And then I'm not getting the burn, we just increase the sets, do another set, So that way you can still get a nice burn going, get some blood flowing, but you're not tearing down the joints and, like you would from a heavy lifting day. Excuse me if you can hear me drinking a protein shake. Just got through with leg day. A lot of times these videos, this one's lagged a little bit, but a lot of times my workouts lag the next day. I'll do the voiceover the next day after the workout. So here we got a single arm tricep extension. Again, 25 pounds. And I mean, I was just hitting 290 for 3 the other day, so it's not like I can't lift more. But again, this is a get some blood flowing type workout. It's not a blow up, blow everything up type workout. Still trying to concentrate on the motion, trying to, I guess, what do they call it? That mind-muscle connection. Really trying to feel the tricep, keep the form good. With some of my shoulder mobility, getting this dumbbell behind the head's a little bit of a challenge. Another reason I don't want to go too heavy. until I work my way up to it comfortably, with a little bit of shoulder stability. Second set always feels good because that first set you're trying to find the groove again. At least I am, because I've been out of it for a while. So a lot of these exercises I'm hitting up for the first time in a minute, you know. So I really like the same movement, but with two hands. I really like that movement overhead. And that one I wouldn't be afraid to go heavy, just because you have two hands on the weight and that sort of thing. But with one hand, it's not a movement I do very much. So playing it safe, just concentrating on, I guess, maybe kind of a bodybuilder, kind of a mind-muscle connection, just trying to flex that tricep. Alright, this was a movement that was a challenge to find, trying to get that rear delt. And even this one, I realize I'm not exactly isolating the rear delt 100%, because you can see some of that that scapula kind of moving across my back, so indicating that I'm probably getting some upper back and trap in this movement. But I really had to move around, and you can see I'm using a blue band, which is a relatively light band, so I can get a full stretch on it and kind of get my arm way out there. If I went up to a heavier band, I found by the time I get fully stretched out, it was a lot of resistance. So what I did is I kicked it back to the angle you see. So we're just switching back and forth here, left and right hand. But I did all the left hand first, did all the right hand, then that sort of thing. But you can see how I have that band coming across an angle across my body. So my hand path, I picked the straight line on the mats, and I would trace that straight line with my hand. And then with the band traveling at a different angle, there was constant tension on my hand trying to pull it down. So I'm not sure if that hit a little bit more of the mid delt or something, but I definitely was able to feel it in my rear delt and some of my trap. Pretty good movement. So I was outside. It was kind of cool. I started getting overheated at this point in the workout, so I took my big shirt off, switched to the t-shirt. I think I ended up going back to the big shirt because I ended up cooling off again after it was probably high 30s outside right here. Which is funny because it's late March and we just got a little snow on the ground last night. So again, just really try to flex it out, hold it at the end, let that band, let that resistance. That's a good thing between bands and dumbbells. When you get out to that fully lengthened position, there's constant tension on a band. Or even like a cable. Even cables are even better in my opinion. You always have that constant tension. Whereas a dumbbell, you'll have kind of like those zero gravity points. Maybe not so much on this movement, but you get the idea. What I found as I went through the exercise, you'll see my upper body getting lower and lower down around my knee. I just found like here, because I did the left hand after the right hand. That's why you see long sleeve shirt, short sleeve shirt. Just two different times. But you can see here, I really got my upper body down low to where my shoulders are probably at the same level as my hips. And I'm really in, if I was to put my hands on the ground, I'd be in almost a defensive lineman stance if you were playing football. But I found the flatter I could get, it really helped me hit across the top of my back and shoulders. I could really feel it a lot better. Belly showing. So again, see here, I did the right hand side first. You can see how my shoulders are up above my hips. And I think probably even towards the last set, even on the right hand side, I think I started working that level down. But a good exercise. Like I said, I could definitely see working this in more and more if I have to work out at home. All right, this is where I can show how small my arms really are. Isolation curls, incline curls, but not like the ones before. Here we're just using the incline bench as a stabilizer to isolate that biceps muscle. And these are okay. Again, not a movement I hit very often at all. You can just see probably compared to my shoulders, chest, and triceps, my biceps are underdeveloped. Because it's just not something I hit. I mean, you grow up being an offensive lineman, biceps never were a priority. So, but Now, since we're just trying to train and be pretty, we got to get some arm titties. So, but I mean, good angle on my other arm there, since it's a wide angle lens. It's really blowing up my left arm. So, luckily, neither depiction is accurate. So, again, I did all the rights first and then all the lefts, or vice versa. I don't remember, but kind of switching them back and forth here. Now, I don't know if anyone's watching and they want to comment, but does it look like my biceps have, what is it, short or long insertions? Because you can see how the kind of the round part of the muscle, there's probably a gap between it, an 1.5 inch gap between it and the crease in my elbow. I don't know if that makes it a long or short insertion. I guess I'm not sure about what that means. Because I know bodybuilders tend to like one or the other. So I might have messed up the order here. That's alright, we'll get through the workout. So again, just emphasizing this workout is, you know, if it's a crummy day outside, because originally I had planned on doing a circuit, kind of a strongman circuit outside. I was going to do some throwing bags, Bulgarian bags, and farmer walks and stuff, and it was just rainy outside, and I was like, well, let's do something. So we did an arm day. Tricep overhead extensions with the easy bar. Now again, this is an exercise I can kind of put up some pretty good weight. The French press is a lift I use regularly in my workouts. And my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, but my understanding of a French press versus a tricep extension is, whenever I do a French press, I let my shoulders get involved. So instead of, you can see how my shoulders really aren't moving here, how my upper arm, biceps and triceps, they kind of stay the same, and all the movement hinges at the elbow. Whereas with a French press, I would be standing, right, instead of seated. I would be standing, and almost like if I was going to do a front standing overhead press, but it just goes behind my head. You know, I have a wider hand grip, and then I press it, so my shoulders are involved. It's just I go behind my head. Still get a lot of tricep, but I would say that's the main difference. But still, on this tricep extension, it's something that my triceps are definitely probably out of balance with my biceps. Which functionally, if I had to pick one, I'd probably go with the tricep. But yeah, this is one of my favorite movements. It's kind of that more narrow grip tricep extension, just like if you had a dumbbell where your hands are together. It feels a little bit more awkward the wider your hands get, but I do work those in as well. Alright, we got a cross-body hammer curl. I know it looks like I'm just slinging the weight around here, just kind of, it's not doing anything, but really felt a good burn on the brachialis here. This is not so much for the bicep as it is the brachialis, to get some of that width. Again, like I said, I'm trying to get the bicep balanced out, but to get some of that width on the bicep, it's not actually your bicep. On the outside of that arm, you want to hit that brachialis. The brachialis will work to push up the bicep and give you some of that width. But since I never hit it, 25-pound hammer curls going cross-body, plenty for me. I'm sure I'll work up from there, but see some of these guys doing 60-70 pounds, I'd probably tear my bicep off the bone. I don't know if you can tell my shirt. I ended up cutting the hood off my shirt. I like the way these shirts fit, but the hoodie always got in the way. It just felt like kept my neck hot. So I cut it off. Maybe I look like a fat 80s bodybuilder. So working up to the end of the workout here, then I got crossbody curls. And by this point, I was kind of spent on my arms, so now we just got some standing lateral raises. Again, a little bit of body English. And I was trying to be conscious of that one shoulder, my left shoulder kind of traveling different, trying to keep those even. But I do enjoy lateral raises. Again, so it's been 25-pound dumbbells all the way through the workout, except for the little bit of band work and the easy bar. But I mean, it's just here you can take a rainy day and make a workout out of 25-pound dumbbells. Or your choice. If you can do it with 50s all the way through, do 50s or, whatever. 10s or... If it's all you got, go with it. Just increase the reps or increase the sets. So you can see how that shoulder kind of gets away sometimes, how it flexes inward. I think in that car accident that I was in probably 25, 26 years ago, I think my collarbone might have been dislocated and it never was put back in properly, I guess. So I just turned around here just to see what my back looked like on film. Kind of in the shadows, but to me it looks pretty good. Alright, I think these are called drag curls. And so basically instead of hinging at the elbow and coming up, I'm kicking my elbow back and pulling the bar in a straight line up. Right? So instead of the elbows being in a fixed position, it's almost like my hands and shoulders are in the fixed position. And you try to bring your hands to your shoulders using your biceps. So, I don't know if it's a good analogy, but kind of like a deadlift when you want to kick your butt out to start the motion, and then you bring your butt in. This is kind of the opposite. Right? So your elbow's kicking out. That's the workout. You guys stay strong. Thanks for watching.